Here's a question for you. How much money is enough? Is it £50,000 a year? Is it £100,000 a year? Is it £1 million in the bank? Sounds lovely. It's something I've been thinking about recently because I've noticed something quite interesting. The amount of money people think they need is usually just a little bit more than they actually currently have. And that's where the problem starts. So let's say you're earning £25,000 a year and you think, "Cor, if I could just get to £40,000 a year, I'll be absolutely sorted. I'd have no issues, no problems." Okay, but then you get there, you get to earning £40,000 a year, but now you've got a nicer car. Maybe you've got a bigger mortgage because you've moved home, you've got more subscriptions. Life just gets a bit more expensive. And suddenly £40,000 doesn't feel like enough anymore. Now you're aiming for £60,000, then £80,000, £100,000. You get the idea. The goalposts, they just keep moving and they never stop. So one of the benefits of my job is I get to meet people, from all walks of life. So I've met people with a lot of money, who are constantly stressed. And I've met people with far less money who seem genuinely happy and content with their life. Now, don't get me wrong, money matters. Okay, money gives you options. Money can remove a lot of stress from your life, from your family's life. But after a certain point, I don't think it's about the money anymore. I think it's about the life you're trying to build. So maybe instead of asking, how much money do I need? We should be asking, what does a great life look like for me? For some people, that's traveling the world. For others, it's spending more time with their kids. For someone else, it might be working 3 days a week instead of 5. Or they want to run their own business. Okay, or they want to retire early. I think most people probably want to retire early. The answer is different for everyone. Okay, if you had asked me 10 years ago when I was in my mid-20s, what success looked like, I'd probably have talked about money and earning more and earning X, Y, and Z and having X in the bank. These days it's slightly different. Okay, success for me is having flexibility, spending time with my family. I've got 2 young kids. doing work I enjoy. Not lying awake at night worrying about bills. Would I like to earn more money? Of course. I think most people would say, yes, of course we'd like to earn more money. But earning more money isn't the goal here. It's what the money allows me to do, and that's what matters. Okay, so here's my challenge for you. So forget the number for the moment. Forget what everyone else is doing in your family, friends, social media, whatever. What does enough actually look like for you? Because if you never actually define it, you might spend your whole life chasing a finish line that just keeps moving. So let me know in the comments, what does enough look like for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts.